to be
Education
done.
Authority has temporarily placed on hold its intended fresh expanded registration project of all Ghanaians pending further consultation with various concerned groups. Now, the change in plan was occasioned by concerns raised by various groups and bodies following the announcement of the new registration project by the authority. And I remember the issue about even the financing, etc.
And they were defending it all over
and
the
talking about the National Education Authority, yesterday Nana Addo in the memorial lecture, it was the second to mark the second year of the demise of the former vice president. Also raised fundamentally issue of registration of births, and he said that also was fundamental to tracking actually the development of the people of Ghana, the human resource development of the country. And in the speech again reiterated the need for embarking on an initiative that would ensure Ghanaians consistently had children of school-going age, had free tuition, free education sponsored by government, etc.
Yes.
What's your opinion and your observation following the very speech by Nana Addo? I don't know whether you listened to him.
Well,
were you selective as well?
No, I didn't. In fact, I didn't listen to Nana Addo yesterday. I heard snippets of what he had said in the news, and I heard talk about the free education from, and then he said that he was going to actually have the law amended to have all that. He talked about the
have the law amended.
Yeah, he said something. Please, that's what I heard. He said he will make sure the law is amended to do something.
It was about the pensions act.
Well, okay,
he said that.
Okay, all right.
He didn't
You didn't listen.
He said if
He
the
said
law
that
is a problem,
if it was,
Whatever it is, he said that the law was going to be amended.
He didn't say that.
He didn't say the law was going to be amended.
And all the things that Nana Addo mentioned, like I said, I didn't listen to him, so I really I'm not.
But you should listen. You're a top politician. You should listen to your opponents. You should know your opponents' arsenals.
I'm a member of parliament. Today, my estimates for the ministry and the committee is going to be discussed. I'd rather sit down and listen and do that, because that is more that's my priority.
That's cynical.
That is my priority. Nana Addo can speak all he likes, but I owe it a duty as a member of parliament to ensure that monies are into the committee.
Okay, the snipers of
the things that I heard, I just laughed it off again, because you see
what he didn't hear.
No, the things that he raised, the areas that he...
you've already misquoted one aspect.
Please.
So you didn't listen to it.
He talked about education.
You don't have any basis to even
the voice that was played, okay, on your network this morning, didn't give me any indication that Ando even understood where he was going.
Out of context.
He's sitting there and again dreaming about things that he can never actualize. So that's why he talked about Kaswa Interchange, conceit in that statement that it is not an ordinary interchange, and yet the president should look at the figure. It's padded and all that. I wonder what I would have been happy in that statement. Nana Addo should tell us that this is how much it can be done for, and this is the savings government was going to be able to make, because he has sat down with consultants and they've given him the figures. He's following the populist, things that people talk about. I remember AFAC went on a tangent and said all sorts of things, when we even proved to them that even the N1 was even more expensive than all these things that we are going to do. They shut up. Why have they shut up? Nana Addo by now should have known better and not talk about the same old story, bringing Ghana from a third world to the first world in 4 years. He can dream all he likes. Ghana is not his home. I'm not sure that even his own small home, he's been able to transform it to the best home in Ghana, let alone a whole nation. I will not belabor the point.
No, that's below the belt.
No, it's not below the belt. Because look, let's be realist in this country. We know what our challenges are. And we know where we are moving from. He's now talking about bringing private sector into energy when we are already doing it. And it comes to talk about the president coming to sit with Paul Adomo. Please.
No, he only quoted.
Please, I am saying that.
You didn't listen to it.
I am saying that Nana Addo.
You are showing that you didn't listen.
Please, Roland. I have told you, it's not that I'm showing. I haven't lied to you. I've told you that I didn't listen to Nana Addo.
So
but I'm saying that what I heard them play on radio this morning, what I was snipers, that's what I'm using. And I am saying that all the areas that he touched are things that, to the best of my knowledge, are dreams.
Good God.
All right.
Thank you.
Obi.
It's unfortunate if politicians should believe that because my opponent is speaking, I don't even need to listen. It reminds me of my old lecturer, Professor Fosi, who says that if you want to debate a socialist, then you have to go and read the socialist book so that you will learn to debate them. I will not sit here and say that when President Mahama talks, he can sit in his room and talk in the bedroom or the way he wants to talk. As a politician, I will never say
I haven't said that.
Exactly that's what you said. That's why he said
no,
hitting below the belt.
Consistently you are misquoting me today.
That's why he said you hitting below the belt.
No, I said that at the time I was dealing with some other thing that I thought was
no, but you went on to make your own comments.
No, I said
we can play back.
Yes, let's play back. I challenge you.
Okay,
I don't like to be misquoted. I don't like to be misquoted. I didn't say
what he said that I said was below the belt and sincere.
Yes. It may be below the belt.
You're my friend.
Yeah, it may be below the belt. Yes, but
what he said was that he's not be able to manage his home and.
I didn't say manage. I said he couldn't transform his home. You see, my choice of words. I mean,
he was able to transform his home. So it's a semantics.
So it's a semantics. So don't say that.
So he was not able to transform his home because if somebody doesn't transform his home, it means he's not able to manage it well. That's what I'm saying.
No, that you put that interpretation on it. Yes, I didn't interpret it that way.
I'm just saying that show some decorum, at least to the leader of the opposition, so that I also show decorum to the president of the nation, your leader.
I haven't insulted the man. All I have just said.
I'm glad that you are retracting everything.
No, I'm not retracting. I've just said that. Look, I was dealing with estimates.
Just relax.
We are going to debate estimates. I'm not going to debate Nana Addo's speech in Parliament. I'm going to debate estimates. And it will do me a lot more good if I spent the little time because the light will come here. So I mean that is all I said, and we should.
So I'm saying that as much as possible, you're a politician. If you go to your constituency,
you are giving free advice.
Free advice.
Oh, today I have the opportunity to
senior politician.
He'll give me a copy.
Somebody tells you what is your law saying. You can go to hell. He can say all that he wants to say. Please. Don't adopt that attitude. Let me move on, please. Let me move on. Don't adopt that attitude. It's not good for your career. It's not good for your image.
I take exception.
Because what you're doing today,
I am saying that
I'm scandalized.
All that he said for me was
very well.
dreams.
Obi, let's move on. Let's move on.
I've made my point.
Okay. All right.
Now, yesterday's lecture, Aliu Mahama Foundation. I belong to that foundation. This is the second lecture. I think Nana spoke like a statesman. I said it was very presidential. And indeed, the theme was apt. One Ghana, securing our future. And he started with births and deaths registry. That if you look at the figures now, at least half of the children born will not be registered. And that's where our problems begin. Because even planning becomes a problem. We can't plan because we don't even know our figures.
The data.
The data. Over the years, we've ballooned, our population has ballooned, and we are not even ready to.
And even reference that to the under 70s, he said because we don't have data, we don't know when they were born. So a footballer can come and,
and then
lie about his age, and we take it for granted.
Yeah, it puts us all in this kind of trouble where we are banned, etc., etc. That was just a point he was making. But even look at the records. Ministry of Local Government, births and deaths registry is under Ministry of Local Government. Last year, just a little over 1% was allocated to that ministry. This year, 0.48%. It shows even where our priority is. So he moved on. If you plan well, that's when you even get your education right. And that he's glad that now the president and his government believe that free SHS is doable and necessary. He said that. And I think that's very apt. Because we have been arguing about whether there should be free education or not. He's saying that
even there he got it wrong. Even there he got it wrong.
Give you a summary so that you can respond.
You didn't listen.
Even there he got it wrong.
You are now listening.
I'm listening to you and I'm saying
now listening because you didn't listen. You are busy preparing your committee estimates. You are busy preparing committee. You didn't listen. So listen to me and do your nose.
No,
don't interrupt.
I said he got it wrong.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, but you should correct
today,
it. I told you at the beginning of the program that today.
Secure our future. We want to secure our future from the child, the way we register, to education, the way we should pay so much attention to education, to our economy, the way everything has been run down. Ghana is not working again, even to energy. This business of Dunkra, which has affected everybody. Tell me, it's Anas, I always say Anas.
He said that it was solvable.
Solvable. It's Manasseh who said that if people believe that there is no corruption, anybody who believes that there is no corruption is a fool. He was quoting Chinua Achebe. It's Manasseh of your network who said that. And that is what is happening. If people believe that this energy crisis is not affecting this nation in every aspect, I don't want to use that word. Maybe he's living in Iceland, not in Ghana. Employment, huge. Fuel bills, huge. Everything has been affected. The average service industry, everything. Look at the figures in the budget. They've all gone down. And we still seem to think that if we come and sit on a set and say that, hey, Ghana is paradise, then everybody will go home that Ghana is paradise. I'm not quoting you.
I'm happy you are not.
That Ghana is paradise. Everybody goes home, Ghana is paradise. But Ghana is suffering. Ghana is not working. Look at a nation that, even as late as 2011, the figures were looking so good. Even as late as 2011. First term of NDC. Professor Mills, Dr. Addo, we thought we had taken off and nothing was going to stop us. All of a sudden, we crash landed so much that we are looking for debris. We're looking for, everybody is getting bent. Look at this mess that we're in. And then we think that we should praise government, what government is doing. Look at procurement. I mean, if you don't tackle procurement in this country, this government came out to tell us that everything above 5 million should be cleared by cabinet and the presidency. What happened to it? What happened to this policy or directive or whatever this government? Going to the state institutions, they ask you, is it a law or is it a directive or how am I supposed to implement it?
You're speaking to another speaker. He didn't talk about social and things, right? But he talks about
corruption and procurement.
Yes, he talks about
Yes,
the promulgation of
So indeed, as I said, as we move on to digest what he said, if I were them, I would read closely, listen the playback, see how they implement some of these things, and don't take Ghanaians for granted. What they will say is, "I'll come 2016, 2016, so what? Touch wood if you win again. Does it mean you should run the country anyhow?"
What are you talking about?
Touch wood if you win again. You are accountable to the people of Ghana.
Course.
And we deserve good governance.
Of course.
So if you are messing up, every citizen has a right to talk about it. Don't create the impression that Ghana is paradise and anybody who talks about it is an enemy. If this were the revolutionary days, they would have locked all of us up. Enemy of progress. That's what the mantra they use all these years, and we've come back to square one.
Roland.
You're not running the country well. Ghana must work again. And he has every right as leader of the position to talk about it.
Yes.
And he spoke very well. He had done his research. The statistics and everything showed that this was not somebody who was just talking off the cuff. This was somebody who had very well researched document and he was delivering it to us. Compared us to South Korea. South Korea's economy is now 27 times bigger than ours. Every facet of our situation is so abysmal that you cannot even compare it with countries that when we had independence, we thought we could be ahead of them. These are the issues that we should address, not Nana Addo can sit in his bedroom and dream.
Yes, because Roland,
he wants to run Ghana.
Politicians must always
dream.
He is saying, no, I want, let me interrogate a little point. Okay. He has said here, and I
want to ask you a question.
For the first time.
No, he hasn't asked you a question.
For the first time, he says, Professor Mills, Dr. Addo were taking us.
I didn't think they were taking you.
No, please, he said.
I said your figures were good.
Yeah, and that we're about to take off. And that they all believe that we're about to take off. Today,
you made us
the MPP will sit in a studio and say, Professor Mills, who somebody called Professor Doolittle. Professor Do Nothing, Professor Doolittle. Today, they are conceding that then they knew the truth and they were lying. I thank God for that statement. Thank you. Let's go on.
Oh, what have you said? You haven't said anything.
Oh, no, now, and the same way. That is why today they say what they are saying.
I told you were giving
because even when they are seeing, light, they say it's
seeing your dead bedroom of
when they see darkness,
when you've indebted the whole country.
I don't know what they will see.
Seeing what?
So I'm happy that today
the whole country
knows that even then we're doing something right.
Thousands that you cannot
pay. So we know your caliber. We know that you will never see anything good about this government.
I'm surprised that is what you have said.
As far as we're concerned, for the two parties, the issue of how you give access to school-going age children in education is critical. Now, the point is, as a country, we've come to a threshold where we need to think whether we can fund free education or not free education up to the senior high school level. consistently this will come up in the run-up to election 2016. Where should we draw the fine line that this is what we need, and consistently it is the modus operandi of each party that is going to take us there?
Well,
because if you take the speech of Nana Addo, he says that first we need to begin from the basics. And indeed, if you listen to him, the basic is you need to get the right data, register the children, you track them, make sure they go to school averagely, and it is through schooling that people will think well and they will impact society. Not necessarily what's the impartation will be from the politician.
You are dead right, and I think that if Nana Addo is talking about getting basic data right, and also basic education rights, and I think that it's a good direction that he has taken. But you see, that is why we say that
he's not dreaming anymore.
Wait, that's why we say that, you see, when did he come to realize that that is where to start from? In 2012,
he indeed also said that he's happy that
President
Mahama has realized that.
In 2012, Nana Addo was not talking about basic education. He was not talking about all these things. In 2012, he didn't realize that he needed the basic data to be able to do a good educational system. In 2012, we were talking about free SHS. So the people jumped from space and entered the SHS. They didn't need to be trained from so at that time, basic education was not important. So he was going to do free SHS. But you see, the divergent point would be, and what Ghanaians will be looking at again, if these arguments came up, is what we are saying in different parties. President Mahama is saying that, look, this is not something you can do by wake up in the morning and decide that I'm making everything free. It has to be gradual. Okay? Once you expand the facilities, you strengthen the structures, then gradually you do. That is why he is not even talking about free SHS. He's talking about the fact that, okay, let's start. Day students. So it's day students that we are starting with. Whilst we are starting, how are we starting? We are starting by building 200 new day schools.
50 a year.
Okay? Building 200 day schools. So that, first and foremost, the day students have a school to attend first, before they can even benefit. But what we are seeing, what others are doing, where is the infrastructure? So suddenly, everybody carries their trunk and troubles and they are going to secondary school. It doesn't work out that way.
You think it will create chaos?
Yes, of course. When we even changed from 3 years to 4 years.
So we need to be systematic about it.
Look at the chaos. Nothing, look, no child wakes up, they don't give birth to a child and then he jumps up and starts walking. They must crawl, or they must toddle. They must learn how to take their gentle steps before they learn how to walk, before they can bath, before, you know, it's a gradual process. So anybody who comes to say that, as for me, I'm changing the team suddenly, I don't believe that person.
Well,
I believe that we agree that we invest in education. That is one thing that I believe both parties. And consistently go and look at our budget year in, year on. Education takes a chunk of our budget, followed by health, or sometimes health, education, and then maybe local government. So the investments are being made. As to whether they are achieving the results that we hope that they will achieve, it's another debate we can have for another day. But Roland, my point remains that even at the time that the framers of the constitution were thinking about free, compulsory, basic education and all that, they said what? Progressively free. Because at the time they realized that it would not be possible for anybody to just come and do it free at a go. And for us, as in the NDC, that is where we keep
Obi wanted
going.
To respond to some, but I wanted to ask you, at what point did your government realize that by 2016 you need to implement some level of a free policy for senior high school?
Oh, but we have been doing free things.
No, I know.
Yes, and I'm saying that in 2015, the president, in 2013 or 2014, this year that the president,
yes,
I think this year State of the Nation.
I don't know what
the president, after doing an assessment of the situation,
the year before.
Yes, and
because it was in
and you know, getting information and research from all the ground, things that is doable, but he also realized that if you were to extend it across board, it will be problematic. God, funds might be made available.
So now for day schools.
Now they realize that they have enough funds that can start catering for day students. Progressively, when we think that we maybe, for instance, the infrastructure, when we finish and you don't need to invest in the infrastructure, that savings, that money you get will be used for something else, and maybe to extend to a certain
should be the Minister of Education to understand
but that
whole
is how it's
concept
supposed to
What concept? The advice Nana Addo gave the government is that when it comes to free senior high school education, he has a team of researchers who did so much work on research, and nothing stopped them from consulting this team.
From tapping into those resources.
And was one of the researchers. Because I was in the ministry. We started this business in 2008. People sit down and say that, oh, they conjured figures from somewhere, they didn't know what they were talking about. Well, research documents on how to implement this. And when you hear them, you get the impression that come September, hey, school has reopened, everybody take your trunk and chobos, come to school.
Yeah, but that is what it looks like.
Which system works this way? Which system? If you haven't qualified to enter there, then you can't take your trunk and chobos, come and sit there. If you haven't been to school,
did you hear
now
that?
You know one of the problems that
Nana Addo say Obama go school free. That was
but if you haven't been to school, if you know you're not competing.
How do you carry your track?
What does Obia
mean? Listen to your uncle who is on the farm, he carries his cobbles. How ridiculous can you be? How ridiculous can you be?
What do you expect? You should send the right message.
That's as Obia about that we all go away. How ridiculous can you be?
Look, in 2000...
We have to be serious in this country.
You finish. In 2001...
Please.
You said you should finish.
Who was residents? Two-time boys and they said Obia by many Ejuma. They worked time and went to answer.
No, George, you are not like that. Today, I don't know why
you're making I want you to understand.
I'm also surprised. They've closed the nominations. Otherwise, I thought he was going for propaganda secretary.
But I will reconsider.
They've closed nominations. Because look, I can't
Okay, so you were on the point about taking the pool
if we all agree that this is the way we should go, we can tap resources. Don't sit there and say that what these people said, we were just dreaming in the skies.
But
we have the best
you'll be willing to share resources with the government?
Why not?
No,
why not? Because they've come to realize that we meant well. They've come to realize that we meant well, and the records are there, the figures are there. But this business of just thinking that in one breath, we can only do free senior in 30 years by the Minister of Education. What did he say? In 30 years' time. And you come back and say that...
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Leokra?
Of course. Who wants to be vice chairman of NDC now? A Minister of Education saying that this was...
Oh, but that was not consistent. That was early on in the electioneering.
Early on means what? You're running education, this is what you're telling us. And then...
That's what the figures he had at the time. Maybe you revise his figures. Oh, no, I mean...
within 2 years, the figures have...
Why not?
Changed.
A lot of indices changing.
That is one major issue that if we all agree that this is the way we should go. But one question I always ask is that since President Kufuor's administration introduced capitation grant, apart from the fact that we are not even consistent with sending money to the schools, go to the schools and to the Director of Education, apart from the fact that we are not sending the money, we've not even decided to even increase it to reflect.
Or even for the
the capitation grant.
He's talking about
the students, for the pupils.
To reflect the times.
Things have changed.
Things have changed.
Are you saying that the capitation grant figure has remained the same?
Oh no, that was the last time we changed.
Oh, it has been increased. When? Go and find out from the schools.
When?
Oh, it has been increased. Yeah, go and find out from the schools. No, I can't give you the because when they increase. No, but I know what they were collecting. It's not the same figure.
This one is people's assembly under a tree.
No.
So you're saying,
are you saying that it has not increased? So the
point you are raising, Obi, is that as far as per head, what is being paid is not consistent with inflationary trends.
Fine. Economic trend with
inflationary.
So you are saying
apart from that, not even sending the money. What we are sending is not even...
Because now we're told, the last time, I think the last month, we're told that government owes in excess of 100 million.
Go to the districts. I mean, you can't describe it. You can't believe it. Is that how we want to run education? Now look at the education front, the teachers front, everywhere.
Well, are you
really
questioning government's commitment?
Of course.
Because government is building
I
infrastructure across the country.
I know.
As far as
last year.
The president said 73 new secondary schools have been built.
Have been built?
No, he didn't say have been built.
Where?
There are various stages.
Various stages.
They should clarify it. If they have castle, they should clarify
really
not that they have been built.
No.
So you're saying that once the commitment is there, we need to see it.
What I'm saying is that even last year's budget, if you look at Ministry of Education's budget last year, chunk of it, over 90%, was salaries and wages.
Because that's a reality.
It was salaries and wages.
But that's the reality.
But it's not only Ministry of Education, all ministries. No.
Yes. So,
that's the reality.
So it's not,
why can that be the reality? If you're not
because salaries and wages are taking a chunk of whatever.
Because you are not running things well. One, the revenue situation. Two, how you're spending. If you're reckless spending, let's go to this issue of even JIDA.
Obi.
You are telling me that JIDA owes you 140 million.
First time,
please,
salaries and wages
he's
did
giving
not
me
take
the
a
floor.
chunk. No, let's
Yes.
not take a check.
Yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yes,
No,
you are not running the country well.
No, it took a chunk of salaries and wages.
I've been
so
given the
don't come and
opportunity
give
to talk.
Ghanaians
Okay,
the impression that no,
please, this is
your
not.
time it was even worse. Look at the percentage.
This is not at the.
No, let's be
I don't drink beer.
Why are you
No, because
I don't drink beer. But this is not the beer bar. Please.
He cannot put
Please, this is not the beer bar.
and want to escape.
Okay.
He will not
This
escape.
not
You
the-
have
this
the
is not
time
the
for
beer bar.
rebuttal. You have the time.
Yes, he cannot
With
escape.
all due respect, this is not the beer
Okay,
bar.
Obi.
Otherwise, when it gets your turn, I will not let you.
Obi,
know.
continue.
Otherwise, when it gets your turn,
Obi,
I will
continue.
show you that I can be in the stadium to cheer my team till the end, even if we are losing.
But
So
also,
you better
I can
keep
also
quiet.
Obi.
Otherwise, when it gets your turn,
Obi,
this
put in
program will
correct
end.
information.
Please.
That's all I want.
Obi.
Correct information.
What I'm saying is that
So there's enough cash to mop up.
enough
the-
stuff where.
No, you are saying there's enough cash to mop
Mop
up.
up.
It is the priority spending.
Mismanagement, corruption, everything that has brought us this far. Let me give you a typical example. Just 2 days ago, you said that these two major institutions who were involved in the JIDA scandal, they owe us so much. So far, we've paid 14.5 million. This 14.5 million was told us how many months ago. And my attitude is that if you say Zoom Lion is owing you 140 million, and you as government up to now you're telling me he hasn't paid a peso, are you really serious about this whole situation, or you're just gimmick? It's just gimmick for everybody. And that is why you need to look for the money to pursue some of these ventures. Take Zoom Lion. It's very simple. Zoom Lion does well for government, even after now. Are you saying that when even if you are paying him, you cannot take part of your money back before you pay him? How come all these years, 140 million, not a peso has been paid? And it runs through everything that we're doing in this country. And if you do that, that is where you come and tell me it's normal that the revenue you generate, after taxing it so much, the revenue you generate, you can only pay salaries and wages. Then why are you running government? Then elsewhere, if it had been prime ministerial system, in Israel now, two major cabinet ministers resigned. We are going for any election. If we had been in that system, your government should have declared that we should go for election long ago.
So that's what you want. You want early election. That would be curtailment of the.
No, our system doesn't allow it.
Okay.
I said that if that was the system.
I thought that was what you were implying.
No, not at all.
Okay, now, do we have difficulties with because Nana Addo seemed to have raised issues of contracts. He claims that.
That's what I'm saying. Procurement. Even the Kaswa thing that he was talking about. That Addo. I said, the man said, we have spoken about this matter. We have checked, the figures are so high. You have responded.
I remember even questions were raised about the Rich Hospital expansion.
You have responded by even adding that you had to pay compensation, etc. But Mr. President, check your figures again, because the figures are still too high for that project. If he says that, is it the blah 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 blah, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm surprised that he's saying. Is that how you're going to?
Let me ask my brother a question.
The way they respond to issues, that's how they run government.
No, the rich
The way they respond to issues, that's how they run government. The way they respond to issues, that's how they run government.
Okay, we agree.
That you are not running things well.
We agree.
These are the issues. Give us this. Before they even listen or read, they have an answer for you.
We agree.
And they've messed everybody up.
We agree.
They've messed to the extent that you said that you have borrowed 27 billion to do infrastructure. We are saying that we've listed items for you.
Again, that's coming from Baumia.
No, Baumia, in Parliament, the minority leader.
Yes.
We've listed items for you. When we listed, it's 3.5 billion. So come and tell us the rest. How many days
That's
now?
23 point something.
Yes.
We believe.
How many days now?
So you want all the money?
Government, the list is here. if they have.
It's been 2 weeks now.
Yes, if they have additional figures. The list is here. If they have additional figures, they should come and list.
I thought that we gave you the answer right there on the floor.
Which answer?
We gave you the answer right there on the floor.
Which answer?
Honorable Bagbin answered your minority leader.
What did he say?
As far as if I remember.
He gave you what?
If I remember.
He didn't say anything.
If I remember.
What the only thing he said was that you sold Ghana Telecom.
I'm saying that
when you sold 300
the
state
finance
assets.
minister, gentlemen, the finance minister, in response to this very concerns you raised, said these were examples of projects. He didn't say that the projects mentioned where the sum would equal to the sum of 27
they are still compiling their figures. The remaining 25 or so, they are compiling their
I'll
figures.
tell you what. There's something, yes, projects. There's something.
Overestimation.
Yes.
Perceived overestimation.
And I'm saying that let me start from Ridge Hospital. The same Oche Semenzabuzu stood on the floor of Parliament and said, look, Ridge Hospital, he doesn't agree that. Why has he shut up?
Has he shut up?
Yes, I'm challenging him.
He hasn't shut
if the
up.
speaker gives me the floor, I will challenge him.
Oh, you have
on the
every
floor
right to be on the floor and challenge him. The speaker doesn't need to.
No. Why? If the speaker hasn't called it,
no, you can put in an urgent question to the Minister for Health to come and answer.
No, I'm talking about Seche Mensa.
No, that's why you will be able to deal with him.
I'm saying that.
You're saying that what?
He said that he will come back and challenge the minister.
And you're saying that he has shut up.
He has shut up.
He's listening items.
He knows why he has
He
shut up.
doesn't know anywhere. If
He
you
knows
know
why he has
anything,
shut up.
say it here.
He should dare me.
He's daring you.
No,
I'm daring you on his behalf.
You are not to say.
He doesn't have anything to hide. I'm daring you.
Dare me.
I'm daring you on his behalf. I'm daring you on this set. I'll dare you in Parliament. I'll take you to his office for you to go and dare him.
Hypocrisy.
Which hypocrisy?
Obi, you say you follow him. So
I'll follow him. I'll follow him everywhere.
Hypocrisy, double standards will not help us as a nation.
You're daring who?
Will not help us as a nation. You see, even these projects that the minister put in there,
I remember he said he responded.
It was nowhere exhaustive of the list. In fact, at a point in time,
you said there were just examples.
Yes, he didn't even want to put in anything at all. So, at the close of the day, if you want the projects that are going on in Ghana, ask for the list of projects that are going sector by sector, and it shall be provided.
He has asked for it.
have lists.
He has asked for it.
You understand?
You have lists?
I have lists of projects sector by sector.
He doesn't have it.
We are saying that we are compiling.
We are not compiling, but you have it.
An exhaustive list, and then we can add on and add on and add on. So the reality on the ground is that
special advisor to the finance minister.
Whatever you want to give me, I'll take. The reality on the ground is that you see, like it happened in the past. They accused us of not doing anything before 2012, and that they didn't see what we were using money for. And Professor Mills had borrowed too much, and he was a sick man, so he was chopping the money, he was doing this, he was doing that, he was doing that, he was doing that. It didn't take us too long for the prof to go around and commission some of his projects. And Ghanaians saw what he was doing. Roland, West is going to hit the NPP. When, at the appropriate time, we decide to unleash the projects that we are undertaking, and Ghanaians will see for themselves.
Your perception of governance is old school.
What they are doing is they are stuck in trade, and that stock in trade will always keep them in a position they are not careful. Because you see, the people of every region know what is happening in their region. The people in the towns and villages know what is happening.
They represent the people, and I'm
saying that they represent
a section
of the people.
We represent majority of the people, because we are a majority.
Have you heard? Pregnant women want to go on strike in Eastern region.
Listen,
because the roads are so bad, they are having miscarriages.
We are
pregnant women
here in Ghana. We will not go anywhere. The times will come, and the narrative is set to change. As for politicians, they will always say the size that we want to say, and take stance that we want to take. But bottom line is that we will get to a point where I am confident we will silence the NPP. They are shouting corruption, they are shouting embezzlement and things like that.
Roland, you know the problem I have?
For me,
the problem I have is that
my brother is a lawyer. He knows
this business is not where
he knows recovery.
You win, you
it's
silence
not
house
something you
or
do
anything.
in a day.
I mean, I'm surprised.
It takes time.
All right.
So as for my brother, I know that he's been a political animal this morning, just as I have been. But we know that practically on the ground, things are not what they are supposed to be.
I have sought to inform the people of Ghana.
That'll be the discussions for the morning, and we've had in the studio Osebun Suama, Member of Parliament for Gapim South, and thanks for joining me, Obi. And George Lowe is a Member of Parliament for North Dine. Thanks for joining me, George. And the two of them are lawyers as well. They belong to various committees of parliament. Now, we're taking a break. When we come back, we're speaking about food safety and what you need to buy and not to buy, what you need to eat and what not to eat, and what you need to look out for as far as hygiene and food is concerned with the Food and Drugs Authority. Up next.